Oh, also, sorry, before we start,
Oh,
Daniel,
hold on. Are you about to say something sensitive?
no.
Oh, okay. Because we are. I just went live.
Oh, okay. So, Daniel, you've heard of Star Wars Legion, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you play it?
No.
Okay. So, you and Chris should play it
Okay.
on Fridays because L means 50, and 5 and 50 starts with F. So, you should do Star Wars Legion Fridays. Yeah,
Can we think of a better reason why?
because it's Star Wars and like
I think
Warhammer.
I think we could have just gone with because it's Star Wars. You could have left all the other shit out.
Well, yeah, but I thought
It's
like
a
Star
board
Wars
game,
Fridays.
isn't it?
Well, it's like a war game. Like, I mean, yeah, you play it on like a table and stuff like that, but like it's like Warhammer. If you've ever played Warhammer, two armies fighting against each other, and you can get rebels, empire, clones, and Confederacy, and each does their own thing. Confederacy will.
That sounds like a considerable investment
That's
in
only like a cool like two
in
thousand
stuff.
dollars. Well, not really $2,000. That's for Warhammer. They're actually releasing new starter boxes this year for each set, and for each faction they're only like $95.
So are you gonna pay for this?
I mean, I could.
No, you can, shut up.
I mean, hey, if it got you into it, I'd totally be up for
No,
it.
I wouldn't. I don't think I would let you. First of all, also I think we do have a plan um, after probably. So we're gonna do like the live show next week. We're gonna do because it'll be the season finale of The Last of Us. And
Oh,
then
nice.
we have to do we saw Mission Impossible, so we're gonna do a review of that on the same episode. But then we're gonna take a week off because the like we've had to watch a lot of TV and talk about it the last like several weeks. And then I think I'm gonna go to Target and buy a Lego set. I think I'm gonna start with the U-wing from Andor, and I think we're gonna just like put a camera on my table here and just build it.
Oh, that's cool. Can
So
we can can we join the voice chat and give you constructive criticism? Be like, no, you're not supposed to put it there. It's supposed to go
yeah,
there.
that would be fine. I mean, ideally it would be us just like chatting about shit anyway. But
No, I gotcha.
and then we
Sorry.
need to at some point we're gonna need to do a Rogue One watch along because we've not done that yet. And in fact, we haven't done a watch along in a
Yes.
while. Um, so I think what I'll end up doing is trying to like figuring out. Though I have a piece of software that deals with virtual audio mixing that will make it so that I can stream the movie in one of our voice channels.
Nice.
And then like whoever is around that wants to hang out while we watch it, like anyone here, not like anyone else.
No, I gotcha. I would love to do like a watch along of the Star Wars movies,
Well, we did
but
all
like,
of them. We've done all of them except for Rogue One and Solo: A Star Wars Story, I think.
oh, gotcha. Well, no, I was gonna say like, but MST3K it almost, or MST3K it. If you've ever seen that show.
Oh, are you talking about Mystery Science Theater?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's what it ends up being anyway. Because we like Chris and I both just think of shit while we're watching it to laugh about.
Gotcha.
I'm
Yeah.
not a very good person to watch movies with sometimes, like particularly if it's something I've seen before,
Mm.
because I tend to talk a little bit.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, especially when it's something I like. Like you should never
Right.
watch Game of Thrones with me because I will talk the whole fucking time.
I see. I don't mind it if like I think it's more like it's fun to talk about it and like make jokes.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah, that's what we
but
like
like
to do.
when someone like keeps asking questions about who everyone is, it's just kind of like it's the first episode. You just gotta keep watching it.
Yeah, it's so John asks a lot of questions when we watch something that I've seen that he's not seen.
Mm.
And he'll make like blind guesses about plot developments, and I'll be like, John, watch the fucking show.
Right.
I'm not gonna give it away. Chris is a really funny person to watch TV with too, because he finds funny things in media that that other people don't notice.
Gotcha.
All right, so has anyone messaged Monty?
No, I haven't yet. I was just gonna wait to see if he shows up. I guess. I mean, I don't want to like if he's going through stuff. I don't want to like rush him or anything. I guess.
Richard, are you did you message Monty?
No, I could send him something. Hold on.
I just don't want us all to message him at once. I don't want him to be overwhelmed. Also, Richard, while you're introducing characters today, I need you to go in either alphabetical order or reverse alphabetical order.
Of player or character?
Character.
Okay.
And then while you're figuring out the Monty thing, what is today? Today's Sunday. So we're doing the Jedi Enclave Presents, this is podcasting podcast on Wednesday, which will be the season finale of The Last of Us Season 2, and then Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, I think it's called.
That's what it's called, yes.
Yeah, Mission Impossible, the one where he jumps on a plane. And then at some point this week, I'm gonna do. I might play the Oblivion remaster because I've never played it before on stream, and then we'll have Battlefront later on in the week. And then this episode a week from today will probably start 20 minutes later than it usually does. And then I won't be doing anything on Monday nights for a while, actually. So I think tomorrow might be an Oblivion night.
Right. Well, everybody, thank you for coming to another session of Gungans and Dragons, Pirates of Drinax Edition. Tonight, we are continuing the adventures of our intrepid crew as they are now at Skull High Port above Thieves. They have now found out the location of Krish's old ship, the Misery's Company, and so far have started to do some parlaying. But before we begin this session, let's start with introductions. And we'll start from character alphabetical order. Let's do April with Andrew.
Yes, I'm April, and I play Andrew, and she is the now executive officer of the now Gatti McClure working title.
That's not a working title. That's a final title.
Okay, if you say so. She's a spacer from Drinax, and she is involved in this pirate crew, and that's all I have.
Or are we gonna do?
Now she doesn't. Now that you're the captain, she's no longer worried about being a captain before she hits 40. So.
Are we? By the way, are we gonna introduce Monty's character?
I didn't mean that the way it sounded.
I think I took it the way you meant it.
Okay, thank you.
We could introduce Monty's character. First, I think next it's you, Daniel, with Ukluna Anks.
Wait, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. No. Sharky is next, then Sven, then Ukluna, then...
Well, since you're one of the few characters who has a last name, I was doing it by the E.
Oh, I just did it by No, I was doing it by first name.
Because Andrew only has one name.
Richard, you've ruined everything. just introduce Sharky. Okay. You really gaslit me there for a second because I was like, hold on a second. U comes after S.
Right. But I was doing it by last name.
Yeah.
Okay, so though absent tonight, Monty plays his new character, Sharky Sparks, who is a vogger of, well, limited scope of mental and educational capabilities that he compensates through a nice amount of social skills and gun.
What a rude thing to say about someone.
I don't think his character would take it personally. And next, we should now have Ukluna
Sven.
and Daniel. No, Sven? Oh, right. But you see the last name thing. Okay, Sven. Yeah. Okay.
I am so lost already.
Sven, just tell us who you are, what you do, and where you come from.
It's your turn. Go.
I'm Winton. I play Sven, who is now the chief of security on the Gonny McClure. Before anybody attacks me on what name I call the ship, I'm gonna get them confused anyway.
It's the Gonny McClure. It's a direct order from your captain.
Well, the first officer might come get me too.
Well, we're gonna have to set up a list of punishments for people who dead name the Gonny McClure.
And so basically, I'm kind of the team tank right now.
Okay, and now I'm pretty sure Ukluna should come before Urian.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so Ukluna is a character I play. He's a spy, recently made captain of the Gonny McClure after the tragic loss of his friend Gonny McClure, and we're still reeling from that. And then what you see on your screen there, that handsome man whose body and face is falling apart, is the spy that I play.
And next, the newest addition to the crew, played by Sean, Urian Ricarth.
Yup. Yeah, I play Urian Rekarth. If anyone plays Warhammer, hey, props to getting the name understanding there.
You're on a Warhammer tear today. That's all you've been talking about.
Heck yeah, because it's great. But yeah, he is a Denari, right? Richard?
He's a Darien.
Darien, that's it. Thank you. He's a Darien. Pretty awesome, pretty kitted out, high psionic ability. But yeah, he's he's kind of a bit of he.
We don't know him very well, do we? Because you kind of came in at the very end of the last episode.
Yeah.
We are actually about to meet him any minute now.
But yeah, he likes to fight, is what I should say.
You're about to have your audition, as they were telling you.
Also, I need to kind of make something clear here. By the way, last session I said he wanted to do the interview at the brothel. He wasn't visiting. He was going to go to the brothel to earn side money, not to visit anyone there specifically. So
it was important for us to know that you weren't there for pleasure, but for business.
Well, he's not a creep.
Well, and before...
Well, then maybe he should have found a different way to say he's going to the brothel then.
And before, I'll also remind you that I didn't say that there was a brothel, but there was a casino.
No, I thought you said there was a brothel there. Because we were going
the Dust Rock Casino is the closest.
Honestly,
nature.
all you need for a brothel is a room and 2 people, if you think about it.
Right.
But, yep,
Well,
and
probably 3 people.
now, last but not least, I'm Richard. I am the game master for the session. I am the one who helps determine how the NPCs act, react, and what the roles that the players and NPCs come up with end up, and help the story go along with what these people all choose. So, now as we're going forward, you have tentatively agreed to meet with Krish's former crew, who is currently being headed up by a human named Jorah Vex. But you agreed to meet with Urian, at the, I presume, the Dust Rock Casino before you head over there.
Oh, we're going to him?
Do you want him to come to the ship first?
Yes.
No.
Oh, no.
I just imagine Ukluna sitting at the captain's chair in that moment of yes, and then like Andrew is just standing right behind him and like
No, I'm pretty much sure it just happened just like that we said yes and no at the same time.
Well, that's the thing. Like like obviously I would trust Andrew's instinct. However, do we want to go to the casino? I mean, shouldn't we bring the job interviews here?
If you insist that he comes here, then
I don't insist. I guess I don't care really either way.
well, we need to pick him up and go where we're going.
Is it on the way to where we're going?
It's a different section of the high port. So...
Yeah, you know what? Krish can come to us. We'll do the interview on the ship. I guess can I call his cell phone?
Krish is right behind.
Oh,
you.
not Krish.
Captain, I'm here.
Sorry. Urian. Urian, yes. Anyone have his number?
Well, he called us, so we can call him back and tell him that the captain insists that you come to our docking bay and bring everything that you might need for said interview that we discussed earlier.
Okay, we'll do.
Did we really just use star 69 to get his number and then call him back?
No, we hit redial.
We also probably have some kind of caller ID, I assume.
For all you younger listeners out there, star 69 is a reference that old people would know.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Yeah, but are you in that group of people that are aware that you can still to this day on cell phones make anonymous calls by dialing star 67 first?
There you go.
Not that I've ever needed to do that, but it is a possibility.
For any of you who want to do some telemarketing on the side, there's a good tip.
Yep. By the way, while we're waiting for Urian to get here, I guess Sven, first of all, what is our security plan? And also, before we get into that, what I imagine is it's going to be me, Andrew, Krish, Sven, Sharky.
Sharky at this point gets up out of his pilot's seat and yells, "Oh, geez, that food is really going right through me, Captain. Where's the head?"
If you're too nervous to go on your first op, that's fine. We can always save it for later.
No, I'm gonna shit myself. Where's the head?
I'm gonna be real honest with you.
Chris?
I have no idea. No, it's Sharky. Yeah, don't you have one in the
Quarters? That's knit. That's cool. Let me go find those.
Vim.
And he goes running out.
Vim, are there toilets in the lower quarters?
Yes, Captain. Sharky's been aboard for not too long, so I'm gonna make sure that he utilizes the right quarters. Excuse me. And he runs out quick after Sharky.
So Sharky will stay aboard, and then we'll take Veronica. Vim asked to stay behind. He wants to do a readiness inspection, so he's gonna stay here. So it's me, Andrew, Sven, Krish, Yuri, Veronica. And that's who we'll take with us.
Okay.
Hey, Richard. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure thing.
Can I, so because I have like Sonic Power 7, can I affect people's bowels?
Oh boy.
Could I tie off his bowels so he can't use the bathroom?
Could I tie off his bowels so he can't use the bathroom?
Could I tie off his bowels so he can't use the bathroom? Could I 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 use the bathroom? Could I
Technically speaking, already let me
Richard,
just
I'm
take
going
a
to need
note.
you to cite whatever page has the bowel rules as soon as you give us a rule on this.
Nobody first aboard the ship yet knows that you're psionic.
Right.
And also, your character only has access to 2 types of psionic abilities: telepathic abilities and teleportation.
Oh,
So for you to physically, like, tie up somebody's inner guts like that, I would rule that would be more telekinesis.
Well,
not
hold on.
telepathy.
He like, you don't think that teleporting fecal matter out of the colon onto the floor would count?
That would be counted. That would be counted under the skill teleprojection, which is teleporting things other than himself. All he can do is teleport himself.
So you could teleport yourself into his colon, though, which actually would probably not be very good for his colon.
They
I'm not
probably
cleaning that up.
I think that would be more of a fusion sort of deal that would probably instantly kill them both.
so here's a question then. Could I teleport my? So could I teleport any bowel movements that I have into someone else's pants?
Well, no, because
I
he
mean,
just said he just said that you could only teleport yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your whole body would teleport to.
Yeah, I was about to say you could teleport yourself out of your pants.
Oh, okay.
Which, to be fair, would be a really good trick if you were meeting a lady in your or a guy or girl in your quarters.
And actually, for reference, it actually is easier for you to teleport yourself naked than teleporting yourself and your clothing.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Literally, it's part of the teleporting rules. Like, the more things that you're carrying, the harder it is for you to teleport.
Gotcha. Also, sorry for this train of thought, I guess.
Well, I guess we know how to answer that question, though.
But yeah, so it'll take unless Urian is going to be doing something unusual, it will take him about 20 minutes to get to the ship.
All right, let's have a 20-minute security briefing, and then we'll have Andrew talk to Yuri when he gets here.
Okay. Well, we had talked about this a little bit earlier. I think it is a very foolhardy plan to be going onto their ship, given all the rules of the widows around. But I also realize that it's probably completely impractical to say that they're going to even meet with us without going onto their ship. So we need to stay together. And one of the other possible variations on that theme is if I go in fully cloaked and they don't know that I'm there. But I'd still be staying pretty close to you guys.
So you would cloak and stay with us?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm
so can you roll for Sven? Let me look at your sheet for a second. 2d6, just a straight 2d6. Okay, this was a rather easy roll anyway. In your last encounter on the scrapyard, you do realize that you had gotten picked up by IR scanners because your stealth, it doesn't mask you in those wavelengths. And considering that the ship is located within the bay here, it is not outside the realm of possibility, if they do have security measures, that some of them would be IR in nature.
Right.
That would be a really good way to prove that we're not there in good faith. Also,
Yeah,
my instinct, and tell me if you agree with this. Maybe we show up with a good show of force, but we enter as good faith actors. We try to take the meeting not on the ship, and then if we have to go onto the ship, we'll just all go. That way, if there's a fight, we.
Is Krish still present? Are you having this conversation on the bridge?
Yeah, everyone that's going on the mission is here. So I would imagine Veronica is here as well.
Right.
Okay. Let's say Veronica at the moment is getting kitted up. in her suit. Krish will kind of nod to you and say, yes, Captain. That would be a good show of force. They initially came back here on Thieves to get support from a pirate fleet. So if we are to be acting in concert with the Ganima Corps, then you should show that you are powerful new allies.
Okay. Krish, how pissed do you think they're going to be that we killed Silverhand?
I mean, I'm happy she's dead.
I know, you did a little dance when she died, but I mean, I assume that they might have had more time to be with her as their leader.
Well, I mean...
She also didn't maroon them.
I think at one point, Jorah might have hooked up with her.
Oh.
I don't think it's currently ongoing, so could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. You know pirates.
They've already changed. They all used to work for Krish anyway, so.
Exactly.
So it's a non-starter is what you're saying. It probably isn't going to wane so much.
And
well,
I landed
the
final shot on her. I landed the final shot on her, so you know, tied in, tied out.
Do I hear a little bit of pride in your voice there, Krish?
I mean, she did leave me to die on an abandoned star station with a fucking giant bug.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. So we don't have to worry about that so much.
Yeah. Now, the other thought I have right there is they did also mutiny against him.
Krish?
Yes.
She was the mastermind about that. I did show a moment of weakness. They are pirates.
They followed her.
They did.
I think they might follow anyone who scares them enough. Okay. I have an instinct that if we're entering in good faith, that I think we'll be all right. But let's keep our eyes peeled. Let's not make any stupid decisions. And in the moment, if we need to take take instructions from Sven, just be ready.
Veronica chooses this moment to enter the bridge. Her battle dress is completely on with her helmet. She holds up a grenade launcher and she says, "Okay, how many bitches am I going to kill today?"
Well, potentially 6. Though you lead me to the next topic on the briefing, which is there are certain weapons that are going to have to be left behind, so that we're not in violation of the local law, which is, I think, any weapon that will present a danger to the environmental something or other.
Oh, don't worry. I could load this full of anti-personnel grenades.
Is that legal? Are we sure that's legal? I don't want any of us to get arrested like as soon as we step out. So everyone check your guns, make sure that you're aware of what the local law is, and don't take any weapons that'll get us in trouble.
Okay. So Andrew, are you waiting at the kind of the entrance for Urian right now?
Sven, why don't you go with her too?
I suppose I am.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, considering you were having this conversation before on the bridge, so Andrew, you find that Dr. Jean has arrived and stands next to you. He kind of smiles and says, "Ah, I hear we might have a new potential crew member coming aboard."
Yes, Adarian.
His eyebrows go up. They are an interesting and potentially secretive people. Would you like me to perform a psychological and physical examination of him coming in?
Any insight that you could give me without poking and prodding him would be great.
Oh, well, you know, as you know from your checkups with me in general, I largely like to leave that to scanners and whatnot, so I don't need to put my patients under unnecessary stress.
Sounds like a good plan then.
Okay, at this point, Urian is going to be arriving. Sean, describe what Urian looks like right now.
Okay, so he's wearing a battle dress armor.
Do you want me to put up a picture of him in his full battle dress?
Sure.
I can get him on the stream here too.
Sure.
I'll play your card back up.
I can roll 20, don't I? Shit, forgot about that.
So that's him with the helmet on.
He's in the battle dress armor. He has a sword at his side, kind of hidden. How many guns does he have again?
Most of them are integrated into his armor.
He has a special arm battle dress, a neural carbine, a Gauss pistol, and a static blade.
Yeah.
Which I know because I made your player card yesterday.
All right, cool. Yeah, so he has all that. He's wearing a helmet. Helmet's like kind of like block. It's kind of like not disguising. What's the word? Covering his features, and he knocks on the ship door.
So Andrew and Dr. Jean see you walking up towards the ship. April, roll me 2d6.
Nine.
You do notice Dr. Jean seems to stiffen up a bit the second that he locks eyes on Urian through the kind of the video monitor that you have of the exterior of the ship, and his smile looks like it's become a little bit forced.
Is there something I should know, Doctor? Before I open the hatch?
We might want to keep our wits around us for this one.
Yeah, he's just gonna knock on the door again and be like, hey, I'm here. You guys aren't ghosting me, are you? Because that'd be really unfortunate if we
Let him in.
Okay, so you see the door snaps open, and before you can see Andrew and Dr. Jean.
Right. Yeah, he's gonna. Does he?
You will immediately recognize with his head garb that Dr. Jean is Zodani in culture.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my head towards him, look at him for a second, and then, do I see Veronica in there with her power armor?
No, she's on the bridge currently. So all you're seeing right now is Dr. Jean and Andrew.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I'll look at Dr. Jin, and then I'll look at Andrew, and I'll be like, I'll turn to Andrew, and be like, you must be Andrew, right?
That's correct.
And sorry.
This is our doctor, Dr. Jean.
Hey, he'll reach out a hand, shake his hand.
Dr. Jean smiles warmly at you and takes your hand. He pumps it twice and says, "Good to meet you, Urian."
You're in Rekar.
Rekar. Ah.
Yeah.
A proud Darien name right there.
And you're Zidani, if I'm not mistaken, right? From the headdress?
I see you are a sharp observer as well. Well, some of our standard operating procedure on the ship is for potential new crew for them to undergo a medical evaluation. Would you be willing to do so?
Yeah, sure. It's your ship, one in Rome, right?
Excellent. He turns to Andrew. Whenever you are ready, I can conduct that evaluation, but if you wish to speak with him first, of course, you can do that.
He's also going to shake Andrew's hand as well.
So, what kind of combat experience do you have?
Did you shake Urian's hand, April?
Of course.
Roll me 2d6.
Mindful of the armor, but 7.
Okay, so as you hold his hand and shake it, the armor itself feels exceedingly high tech to the point where this doesn't feel like any metal that you've touched before. It almost feels like you are handling like synthetic muscle that's actually flexing as he's holding your hand. And with your background, you do know that this does seem to represent some Darien tech from back in your merchant days, but this is like on a whole other level.
It can tell you're. It can tell you're. God, I can't speak. It can sense your fear. No, I'm just kidding.
In fact, after that roll, you can roll for me 2d6 plus 2.
Nope, that didn't work. Well,
That
it
was
should be
2d6 equals 2.
Well, it's 8 plus 2 is 10.
10. Just you eyeballing it, this man is wearing potentially tens of millions of credits worth of armor. Not a usual thing that a lone mercenary would possess.
Have the doctor knock him out. We'll just sell his armor. We'll retire.
So what's so what's someone as yourself's interest in piracy?
Oh, kind of, got burned by my, kind of, got burned by, um, some people I knew, people in the government want revenge, but gotta, get a crew together and stuff. Thought I'd need some pirate experience as a merc. Want to take revenge on them, you know what I mean, right?
I have no idea. Anyway,
Also, you asked about my battle history earlier, right?
yes.
He's gonna pull out so he actually made a sheet about it. He's gonna pull out like a list of battles he's been in or a list of fights.
Yuri brought as a resume to a job interview.
And each and his body count as well.
Okay, is this a true history or is this an altered history?
It's altered. I mean, it's truly altered. Like it's true. It's both. Like it's true in some aspects, but altered in others. If that makes sense.
Yeah, he sprinkled in truth and lie together.
Hopefully.
Okay, so yeah, Andrew, you are handed a I guess a battle resume.
Is it on nice parchment paper?
That's just on a datapad.
Like resume paper.
In fact, because you made this, roll for me 2d6 plus 4.
D6 plus 4?
Yes.
Okay. Nine.
Okay, and Andrew, as you examine this, you can roll for me. Look at your applicable trait. This will just be 2d6 plus 1.
8.
All right, so he's listing a lot of different operations that he was a part of, some stealth operations, some combat operations. It looks like he did some on-the-books work for the Darien Confederacy, and also some work for other independent groups since he left. With mercenary work. And from what you can tell, nothing is popping out to you as being false.
Okay. So you have a ship.
Yes, it is called the Misery's Company.
No,
That's
No?
not
It's
your
the bloody
ship,
elf.
Sean.
Oh no, that's
That's
Christian's
Your
ship,
your
isn't
ship is way
That's
cooler
Quentin.
than the blood than Misery's Company.
it? Whoops, sorry, I'm on the thing there.
We'd be like, oh, that's crazy. That's the ship we're trying to go meet right now.
What is the jump in range of your ship?
Let me check.
Do you want me to?
Jump 1.
I'm sure you would have that information right away. So
Well, I do. I just have to find the files.
yeah, I
real
just
quick.
mean if Richard wants to answer that question for you.
Also, Sean, I did put a all of the ships have cards too, so yours is in there in
Oh,
our
okay.
in our chat, and it has all of the
Okay, so again, Sean, I have to ask you, how honest do you want to be about the capabilities of your ship?
Okay, so he actually didn't name his ship. He's not really the type of person to do that. So he just
Oh,
says,
you told me last session you told us all the last session it was the bloody elf.
"Oh, that's right. Shit, I did say that, didn't I? Whoops. Okay, yeah." He says, "Yeah, yeah, it's the bloody elf." Um, I feel like he kind of has an ego about himself, so he will actually list his. He'll if there's any secret stuff about his ship, he won't list it, but he'll show like the normal stuff about his ship. But yeah,
Okay, so you have the special sheet that I made up for you for the whole ship.
yes.
So so I'm guessing you will share everything about the core specifications, but leave the special features secret.
Yes.
Okay.
Right now.
So, Andrew, you get told by him that it is a 100-ton streamlined ship. The hull is standard self-sealing, atmospheric capable. The jump drive is a jump 1. It has a thrust 2 maneuver drive.
Richard, is that accurate? Because I have on his card that it's a jump 2.
Oh no, it should not be jump 2. It should be jump 1. His thrust is 2. So thrust is the maneuver drive. So that's not in jump space.
That's the 4G, right?
What?
I think so.
Yeah. So
yeah,
this definitely okay. So on the spreadsheet you gave me, it definitely says jump 2.
Oh, weird.
Okay, so I mistranslated that.
Okay.
When I was in.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
So-
I'm gonna write this down. I'll fix it.
Yeah, so it's jump 1. Maneuver drive is thrust 2.
So is that the 2G then?
Yeah. Power plant is fusion. So his fuel is 10 tons. So jump 1 plus 4 weeks of operation. He has improved sensors. A single stateroom with a common area. And it can have 30 tons of cargo.
Is your expectation that you're going to be crewing your own ship? Because you certainly have a hard time keeping up with us.
I mean, I could have it be parasited by you guys, where you just
Don't
tow
know
it
if we
when you go jumping.
Do not have that capability.
Oh,
Is your intention to continue to use your ship or to serve on the... She pauses for a moment. Gani Makur.
ideally, I'd like to keep my ship. He says.
Well, I think the biggest problem is that we make a lot of jump 2s. I don't know how well that's going to work for you.
Richard, how much would it be to? Oh, sorry.
Well, Dr. Jean will nod along and say, if he's going to be with you for an amount of time, it might be more prudent for him to either leave his ship here long term or hire a courier to bring it to Drinax.
That might be.
And I have an assurance that if I do this, my ship won't be touched.
Well, that's what you hire a courier for.
How much, Rich? How much would it be to upgrade my ship to a jump 2?
A jump to, well, first you would probably also need to get, you would need to not only upgrade your jump drive, so you need to get a whole new jump drive put in. Your power plant would probably need to be upgraded as well, as would your fuel storage. So that's a pretty big increase for your ship.
Gotcha.
So that's a lot of money that you currently do not have.
I wonder if he could do some jobs for it potentially. Wait, yeah, he'll just leave it and he'll be like, anyway, we're working on this planet for a while, right? Yes.
We're here to deal. How far away is Redthane ship?
It is
Richard, I
a
forget.
jump. It's a jump 1 away.
Well, we might have some. We'll be operating within jump 1 for a short time, but
Hey,
long term, I don't think that you're gonna be able to keep up with this.
Gotcha.
hey, Richard, real quick. Is the Misery's company? Does it have the 4G in the jump 2? Because I think I understand where we went wrong on the spreadsheet. I think
things get switched around.
They might have. Because I'm just thinking, if we're encumbered by a jump 1, then the Misery's company has a jump 1.
No, Misery's company is a jump 2.
So okay, I think the numbers got flipped around.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we got to the bottom of that mystery. So that also means I need to fix the Misery's company.
Well, as I said, our immediate concern is we are going to parlay with another group of pirates and hopefully install one of our members as their former new captain and add them to our fleet. However, we are also going to be conducting an operation against an additional ship. So if you do well on this, we would definitely desire. What kind of weapons do you have on your ship?
Let's see here. What kind of weapons do I have on my ship?
None.
None? Okay, I'll be like,
you have the spot for a turret to be put in, but currently there is none installed.
Well, then that's not going to work either.
I see.
But you could also reveal that it does have stealth coding.
Oh, I'll reveal that. I'll be like, actually, I mean, I'll just say you don't need weapons when you can't be seen. I'll say.
One thing at a time. I want you to come with. I want you to come with us on this parlay operation. I want you to follow the lead of our security officer, Sven. And if that goes well, then we can discuss the next steps.
Sounds good. But first, the doctor, right?
Dr. Jean nods. Yes, the medical bay is a short walk away from here. Please, follow me.
He'll follow him.
Well, I will go talk to Mikona and kind of give him the rundown that he has a smaller ship, but we might want to use it as a scout. As a scouting on the Redthane operation, and that the doctor's giving him a once-over and had a not great reaction when he first met him.
What's your first impression of him?
He's probably overqualified, which makes me wonder why he's doing this.
For our crew?
I don't know, he's got a very expensive ship and a very expensive piece of battle dress. I'm not sure why he's what his interests in piracy are exactly. Maybe he's just bored.
Do we know what Dr. Jen's problem is?
He said we should just be careful.
He didn't say why.
I don't know. He had a bad. He just kind of something about him on first sight set him off. He was a little concerned.
All right, so let's get him quarters in the regular section.
I haven't offered him. I'm not offering him anything until after the.
Do we see him fight?
Until after the audition.
Okay, we'll figure something out. I mean, how much would it encumber us to do one jump at a time? I mean, it would take twice as long.
It would add an extra week per jump.
And there has to be fuel available to him at each jump.
That is prohibitive.
It is. It's the reason we don't have two ships already.
All right. Well, let's see how he performs, and then we'll follow up with him. In the meantime, Sven, keep an eye on him. Just
Okay.
If Dr. Jin is spooked, that's that to me is kind of weird.
Yes, I told him to take his cues from you. So if you want to go introduce yourself when he's done with his examination and give him whatever instruction you want to give him as if he were one of your men.
Okay.
All right. Well, meanwhile, in the medical bay,
Vim is Sharky. Did he make it to the bathroom all right?
Okay. So Vim at this point is back and says, "Yeah, yes, sir. Sharky is now in his own quarters. He did first attempt to go into your quarters, but I got him out of there before, well, things popped off, and ooh, I didn't realize Voggers could shit that. It was odorific, sir.
You're doing God's work, son. Thank you."
I don't know. I think my mom would have called that more the devil's work, but what's coming out? But yeah.
Oh God. Carry on, soldier. Thank you.
Got to be careful what to feed that thing.
Take Sharky to the vet.
Meanwhile, in the med bay, the med bay all turns on as you enter. It looks very high tech, even to you. Urian, and the door closes behind you, and Dr. Jean goes over to his desk, and the table next to him kind of goes into a reclining position, and he points to it and says, if you could please remove the battle dress, it would interfere with my scans.
Say it again, sorry.
If you could please remove the battle dress, it would interfere with my scans.
Okay, he's gonna kind of like hesitate for a moment, then he will. And under the battle dress will be another battle. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just battle dresses all the way down.
Yeah.
I know your equipment, Sean. I know you don't have a second under battle dress.
Maybe I cheated and took. No, I'm just kidding. No, he'll take.
It's the battle dress for his battle dress.
Unlike some battle dress that might take up to 20 minutes to put on, yours just kind of makes invisible seams open up, and you just kind of step out of it backwards while it's still standing upright, and then it closes itself as you step out, and then you get onto the table.
And then would he wear under armor or would that be his armor?
That's his armor. So you would have clothes on underneath that, or like a jumpsuit or something.
Okay. Yeah. Underneath his clothes is his jumpsuit. Then.
Okay. Dr.
Mhm.
Jean will nod and say, "Okay, well, I'll just be doing some tests. Just make sure that you're not bringing anything nasty aboard the ship, anything like that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll be
Any any part about your medical history I should be aware of?"
is there any part of my? I mean, I was injured once before. He says, but that got taken care of pretty well. I think might see some old scarring potentially. But that's about it.
I see. Were you healed by the doctors in the Darien Confederacy?
I was.
Have you ever had
It's
the clap?
unusual for me. It's unusual for me to see one of your people outside of your space and so far away.
Yeah, I haven't seen Zidane in quite a while. I say.
He smiles back at you. Well, some of my people like to go a bit further afield. Have Are you tempted at all, seeing a Zidane in front of you, to use your psionics? Are you keeping that close to the vest? Right
Uh,
now, since you got out of your battle dress, you no longer have the dampening field around you.
okay, gotcha. And then my psionics or teleportation. What again?
Telepathy, right?
Well, you have telepathy 7, and I think it's teleportation 1.
Okay, gotcha. So I could try to read his mind then, right?
You could attempt to read his mind.
And then I use a point, right? Or no? When I do that.
It would depend on what variety of telepathy that you're trying.
And then now he could roll to like, no, I'm trying to read his mind, right?
If he's psionic.
Okay. Can I gauge if he's psionic? Like, can I sense that as a psionic or no?
I mean, you would have to use your abilities at that point, and that would be like a telepathic thing. So, like, as a telepath, your base abilities are life detection, which is a psi cost of 1. Mind link, which is how it's used by telepaths to communicate with one another, which is another psi cost of 1. Telepathy is you reaching out to gauge emotions, which is a psi cost of 1. Reading surface thoughts is a psi cost of 2. Sending thoughts to somebody else who is not psionic would be a psi cost of 2. Suggestion, where you're literally implanting a thought, idea, or command into the mind of another, is a psi cost of 3. Deeply probing into another individual's mind is a psi cost of 4. And an assault is a psi cost of 8, which unfortunately, since your score is a 7, you cannot manage.
Richard, can you tell us what the psi cost for the anal probing is?
He cannot attempt that at all because he has no telekinesis.
Doesn't have enough points. Okay.
So now, I mean, when I use a point, how long does it take to regenerate?
It will take, I believe you get back, is it 1 point a night, or is it you roll 1d6 every night and you get that many points back? Recovering psi. So expended psi points are recovered at the rate of 1 point per hour, beginning 3 hours after you last used the psionic talent.
Okay, gotcha.
So if you want to keep your 7 points in reserve for the mission that is about to come up, you might not want to use your telepathic abilities now.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, he won't.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, he's not gonna I mean, he's just a doctor, right? There's no point, like, seeing into his mind, I guess.
He's just a doctor, Jim.
Right? Yeah.
I think he meant gin.
All right. He says, all right. Now, we've got this. And I just have a few basic questions just based on your background, about your family history and your psychological outlook on life, if that's all right.
I would be like, let me guess. This is to make sure I'm stable enough to work with the team, right?
Well, it would be remiss if I was to allow a sociopath to come aboard the ship and to potentially endanger my crew.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Doc. I do like fighting, and some would call me a sociopath, but I'm not a monster. Like,
You see him making notes as you talk.
and I'll say no, like, as long as no one wrongs me on this ship, I won't wrong anyone else. I say.
Interesting. And what have you done in the past to people that you have perceived who have wronged you?
I mean, he'll point to like the skull on his thing there on his belt. It's like, well, that was one of them. He says.
I see. Was that individual important to you?
Not really. They were just, someone who shot at me.
But from what you were talking about with Andrew, many people have shot at you. Why is there only one skull on your belt?
Just I like the shape of it, I guess.
But, and he points towards the skull, to clean it with such care shows that there must have been some emotion behind it.
Not really. Just the shape was kind of cool, so I decided to keep it.
Interesting. All right. And ultimately, what's your goal for being part of this crew?
Make some money, upgrade my ship, get revenge on, the government that burned me. Those kind of things.
His eyebrows kind of go up. You wish to go up against the Darien Confederacy?
I mean, yeah, maybe not the entire thing, just like the part of it like that I worked for that kind of, left me for dead, if that makes sense.
And what part of that was? What part of the government were you working for?
Can he make up a lie?
You can always make up a lie, Sean.
Yeah, it's probably a deception roll, right?
Well,
yeah.
Could he mix truth with lie? I guess. Like, I'm trying to think.
You probably have to roll first, and then you can say whatever you want. I bet. Like if it's successful.
We could do it. Yeah. Well, we could do it this way, or we could have it influenced by RPing. So.
Well, no.
What do you want to say, Sean?
Well, okay. So I mean, he has that battle dress and everything. People know, like, he probably has like some type of background because of it. So he's gonna say. So I guess I'm not gonna lie then. He's gonna say. I used to work for, Spec Ops group with the government, but they after a mission went bad, they left me for dead, and kind of like not blacklisted me, but they pulled the whole this person doesn't exist. We don't like acknowledge their mission, if that makes sense. So now I kind of want revenge on that part of the that special ops unit, that part of the branch of the military government thing,
Intriguing. So that must be the special forces you're talking about, the special arm.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's like, honestly, it's like it's a miracle I got out, because I probably have people.
Yes, considering that the super weapon that the special arm is in control of.
Yes, the super weapon.
The mag is.
The super weapon, super duper weapon, you could say.
Yes, the one that your people have used repeatedly to threaten both the Third Imperium and the Zidani.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really, agree with that. So sorry about that.
Well, killing entire civilizations by utilizing their own suns is a bit of an aggressive move.
Yeah, kind of a dick move on our part, I guess I'd say.
I love how you both understated that so much.
But like, don't worry, don't worry, Doc. You got nothing to worry about with me.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty cool.
What? Well, we've only just met, but thank you for the sentiment. I have examined you, and I am giving you, at the moment, a full bill of health.
Ah, nice. Do I pass
You
the
may-
psych test?
Well, do any of us really pass a psych test? Psychological health is an ongoing concern, let's say.
Right, but I mean, are you clearing me to work with this, this crew?
This will give me information to bring to the captain, unless he pauses. Is there anything else about your background, physiology, that you wish to share with me?
Okay, but you got to keep on the down low, I say. And
Doctor-patient confidentiality.
He's gonna teleport back
What?
into his armor.
Okay.
Would
You're
that,
going to teleport into your arm. Okay, you can do that.
or would that kill me?
I mean, theoretically, actually, yes, this could potentially kill you, which would be the funniest way
Then I
to
won't
lose
do
a
it.
character super quickly. But this, let's see. So you are teleporting in a very short range. This will cost you 2 psi points, so you'll be down to 5.
Oh wait, no, I don't. I only have teleportation 1, don't I? So I can't do it.
You can. No, you can do it. This is so you have 7 psi points. It's based on your score.
Oh, okay.
So temporarily, it will be as if you had a psi score of 5 after you use this.
Okay, maybe I won't do it then.
So if you're doing this, it will be 2d6 plus. I think 7. You still don't have a +1. Let me check.
Nope.
Yeah, so this will just be 2d6 plus 1 if you're doing that.
No, I think you won't. I'm gonna save my side points, I think.
Okay, so what are you telling him?
I'll just be like, okay, so physiology wise, I am psionic. A gifted psionic, if you will. Like, at least people told me that. So, but like, I'd prefer not. I'd prefer the crew not know until like I show them. I guess if that makes sense.
I can keep a measure of
HIPAA.
Doctor-patient confidentiality.
I appreciate it, Doc.
I will admit that you can see that this is a Zidani medical bay, and the machinery here does, and I have done this as a service for my crew whenever they come in for a checkup. I do record their baseline mental state and emotional state to ensure that they have not been interfered with psionically.
Ah, I see.
And there were indications on your scans that you might have some psionic potential. So thank you for being open with me about that.
Well, I want to be working with you. Gotta be honest, right?
He extends his hand to you.
Yeah, I'll fist bump him.
Well, okay.
He tries to shake your hand, you fist bump his open hand, right? Is that how that goes?
Well, I mean, okay, I'll shake his hand, then I'll be like, "Hey, you ever do a fist bump before?"
You should have just said it would. Okay.
He'll squeeze your hand a little bit when he shakes it the second time and says, "But please be aware that I do keep track of the crew through this measure, so it would be quite upsetting for me to find that a new telepath who joined the crew has been interfering with their minds."
Oh, I gotcha. You don't gotta worry about anything.
And he says, "Excellent. You may go now. I'm sure the captain wishes to speak to you."
And who is the captain again? Andrew, right?
No, that is the first officer slash XO. The captain aboard this ship is named Ukluna Enks.
Ah, gotcha. Well, I mean, if he has a professional first mate like that, uh, this Okluna Angst must run a tight ship, I'm assuming.
We shall see.
Get back into his. He'll just be like, yeah, but thanks, Doc, and he'll just get back into his armor.
The suit, the armor will open up for you immediately as you step towards it, and you just step right into it, and it seals behind you.
Okay, cool. And then he's gonna, just walk his way down the hall.
Okay. Ukluna, were you heading towards the
No,
med bay? Or...
no. I'm gonna have Sven take him to the captain's quarters, and I'm gonna get whatever briefing the doctor has first before I go and talk to him.
He's fucking insane. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. So Sven.
Also, Andrew, you're with me on this meeting too.
So Sven, you see Urian leave the med bay in his armor. The second that you see this armor, like this is the fanciest ass battle dress you have ever seen in your goddamn life.
In other words, I'm already drooling.
It's so shiny.
Yeah. Yes and no, because you don't even recognize the civilization that made this battle dress.
Could it?
Sven just breaks his neck and then takes his armor.
So the thing about this is that you have zero idea of its actual capabilities, which might be unnerving.
Okay.
So speaking of fancy ass, could my armor actually accentuate my character's ass?
I mean, it literally does have like artificial muscles kind of in it as well. So,
okay,
as he's walking, you can actually see defined musculature.
Also, Sean, looking at the picture of your character, I have no trouble believing that you probably have the most perfect ass I've ever seen.
Nice.
Like one of those like perfect elf asses.
Right.
Okluna doesn't think that. I think that.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I know.
So Urian, you see Sven walking up towards you. Sven, are you in your own armor at the same time?
Probably not yet. No.
And Sven is a Vulgar, right?
No. Sven is Solomani, a human.
Oh. Would I recognize he's Solomani?
You wouldn't really be able to recognize a Volani from a Solomani unless you had like a genetics test.
Okay, but I know he's human though.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically speaking, though the Darien don't like to admit it, they are human as well. They're an offshoot human. You can have kids with, Solomani, Volani, Zidani, but you're a bit more removed from them in your mindset.
So the character that I am, the race that my character is, can he have kids with a human or incompatible?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's compatible.
Okay. So yeah, he'll see Sven, and he'll just kind of like, so you must be one of the crew members on this ship, huh?
I'm Sven. I'm the security chief here.
Nice.
I'll be taking you to the captain's office.
So you'll be my boss then, from what I've heard.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm not quite sure what the pecking order is sometimes, other than captain's on top and Andrew's on second. But yeah, for our tactical maneuvers and combat scenarios, I guess I would probably be your boss.
Ah, gotcha. So what combat ops have you been on before?
Well, I spent several terms with the Merchant Marines, several terms with the Marines. Nothing particularly fancy sticks out of any of that. I did okay. Didn't do great. Ended up here.
Nice. Sounds like they gave you the right position for the job.
I hope so.
I'll give you a friendly pat on the back.
So it looks like you've done fairly well for yourself. They gave you some very shiny toys.
Yeah, yeah. Did pretty good for myself. Kind of earned all of it, you know. But yeah.
What was the most difficult one that you had to go through?
Oh, most difficult one. Oh boy. Hmm. hmm. Probably the one oh wow! I just heard myself there. Jesus. Probably the one where I had to. Can I be real with you here? Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Okay. Probably the one where I had to burn down an orphanage because it was being controlled by opposition, and the yeah. I mean, luckily, there wasn't any like orphans inside, but like they didn't really have like an orphanage to go back to after that, so it's kind of awkward after that. But that kind of sucked. But what about you though? What's the worst one that you've had to do?
Oh, I ran across. Um, I am not sure how to pronounce this name. Fuentes, I guess. Uh, marine or a merchant rather that caused me some problems. Had to get out and move off and move into a new life, trying to keep out of his reach. Uh,
You're being hunted by this Flintas guy.
did I what?
You're being hunted by this Flintas person.
Not that I know of, but
Ah,
I think if he knew where I was, he might be a little bit displeased.
gotcha. Well, if you ever, I mean, even though I've only met you, you seem like a cool person. So, like, if you ever run into this Flintas guy again, let me know. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, right?
Sounds like a good plan.
But anyway, though, I should probably go meet with the captain, huh?
Well, I'm assuming we've been walking through the hallways discussing
Yep.
this.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah,
Okay.
you get to the captain's quarters and you bring him in, and currently the quarters are empty.
So you're the captain. This is all just like a interview thing. Nice. I approve of that. That's cool.
Well, no, I'm not, but this is a little bit of a surprise to me. I was expecting him to have already been here.
Ah,
Okay, so meanwhile, back at the med bay, Ukluna, you're popping by.
Yes. Yeah, with Andrew.
Okay. The door opens and Dr. Jean spins around on his chair and nods as you enter. It's like, Captain, I was expecting you.
I don't think I've been down here since I had my psionic test.
Well, you wouldn't remember that. You were last here actually relatively recently from the bug attack.
Why wouldn't I remember my psionic test?
because I was back on the planet, right?
That was back on the planet before your memories got altered.
Oh. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess I haven't seen you since I was attacked by the giant bug.
Yes. I have had to patch you up a few times.
Yeah, I don't know how much more mileage I can get out of this body of mine. I guess we'll try to see. So tell me about our new guy, Urian.
Well, Urian appears to be an interesting physical specimen. Overall, healthy, bringing in no pathogens into the ship. I would recommend, while he is on board, for us to continue. As I like to, I do weekly scans on the crew just to make sure that everyone stays at the same kind of baseline health, and so I could detect any sort of pathogens that might be introduced at various ports and whatnot, make sure that your psychological health as well. And
Is that connected to Urian?
I believe Urian could potentially be an asset to this vessel, but there is potential for, I believe, danger if mishandled.
And what is the nature of that danger?
I think largely psychological. But with the captain's permission, I will start to draft some options for you going forward. And if he does join the crew, I would like to have an opportunity to persuade, or if indeed he rejects the offer, for you to order weekly counseling sessions with me.
I mean, is he more fucked up than your average privateer?
You might ask that skull that he carries around on his belt.
Yeah, I don't think you were on the bridge when he called, but he used that motherfucker as a ventriloquist doll.
Yes, I did happen. The rest of the crew was handing around a video of that moment. I have factored that in. So, yes, so you might have already seen some signs of cracking.
Can you tell me, the XO mentioned that you seem to be a little reserved upon seeing him. Is there a problem I should know about?
I would say, well, the armor that he's wearing is, from my past experience and knowledge, only ever worn by one branch of the Darien Confederacy military, the
What?
Special Arms branch. It's not something generally that you would see a mercenary wear.
Okay.
Like I said, he's kind of overqualified.
So you don't see any immediate danger to the crew. Like it would be all right for us to take him on a mission.
I'd say that would be prudent to see what his actual goals are.
All right.
And to see how he behaves. Theoretically, if he were to decide to go rogue right now while aboard the ship, in all honesty, wearing that armor, yes, I would see him as a danger.
Okay. Just one more thing. I'm going to go talk to him, and Andrew and I are going to go talk to him in my quarters. You understand now that, since I've become captain, I've been thinking more and more about the crew's safety. And I consider it to be very important. So is there anything else that you need to tell me that you know would endanger the crew?
He might have capabilities that could potentially endanger the crew. But again, you have several crew members that do have skills and abilities that could endanger the crew. I am currently working on monitoring, and I will make sure that you are the first one that knows if anything goes wrong. You have my word.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Captain.
So on the way back, Andrew, did that seem a little sketchy to you?
In what sense?
It seemed like he was beating around a bush that I'm not sure what it is. I just wonder. Go ahead.
I think at this point I've learned to trust the doctor's judgment, and that he is indeed working in our best interests. If he's withholding something, I'm sure he has his reasons. But all the same, let's take him on a mission away from here and and if things go poorly, we can handle things from there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go talk to him. Do you want to sit down on this, or do you? I can send you a.
I've said everything I need to say. Like I said,
Okay.
let's put him in the field and see if he can at least follow basic instructions.
All right.
In
I'm
a potentially explosive situation.
heard. I'm gonna go talk to him. I'll send you a summary of anything new pops up that you need to know about. Thank you.
Good.
Am I at my door yet? Can I be at my door yet?
Yep.
Okay.
You're at your door. Opening it up, you find Urian already in the room. I'm not sure if Sven stayed with him.
Yeah.
Okay, with Sven standing next to him.
Okay. I'm gonna walk past the both of them and sit down at my desk and move some things around and then ask Sven to watch the door.
Okay. Be right outside, Captain.
What is your last name, Sean? Rackgarth. Rackgarth?
Yeah, yes. Yep.
All right. Urian Rackgarth. My name is Akluna Anks. I'm the captain of this vessel.
Good to meet you. I want to reach my hand out to shake your hand.
I'll shake it. You come at simultaneously an auspicious and a terrible time. On one hand, we do have an op that we need you for, that we're going to be leaving for here pretty soon. On the other hand, the crew just suffered a terrible loss, which was that our captain, before today, was killed in action.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Was he a good captain at least?
He was a good man, and he was my friend. And as a result, the whole crew is a little destabilized. So I've been trying to focus on keeping everything together and keeping the things orderly. And I gotta tell you right now, the only worry I have where that objective is concerned is you, because I've never met you before.
Well, I mean, I've never met you before either, but
I'm not trying to get a job with you.
Right. I mean, if you're wondering if I'm like a loose cannon or if I'm not going to follow rules, you can rest assured that my military training, I worked in the military for a number of years, so I understand how to follow orders. If that's what you're asking.
The military, is that where you got that armor?
He says yes, it was. It was both a you could say it was like a parting gift, but also like a gift also when entering into that part of it. Less
Okay.
a parting gift, more like indirect gift, I guess, when I left, I suppose.
Okay. So we don't have a bunch of time before we leave on this. I want to tell you first of all that if this works out, the way that this works is that if you give your loyalty to the ship and to its crew and to its captain, you will have my loyalty regardless.
Sounds good.
That's a culture that we promote here, and I want you to understand that. To go along with that, I am supremely concerned with the safety of my crew, and so I'm going to give you an opportunity now to tell me if there are any reasons that I should be worried about you around the crew.
No, not the, none. I mean, as long as no one starts anything with me, I won't start anything with them.
Okay. If anyone starts anything with you, you go to our XO.
So I just don't immediately not kill them, but I don't immediately disable them in some way is what you're saying.
If you won't have a problem with anyone in the crew, and if you do, you should talk to the XO. We are privateers, but we're not animals.
Okay. And Andrew is your XO, right?
Yes, I think you've already met her.
Hey Richard, when Daniel says we're not animals, can Krish walk on by the walker?
I mean, down the hallways, you probably spotted as you were walking around at least, a bunch of members of the crew. They probably were sneaking glances at you. So you notice, there's a bunch of humans on this crew, but you've also spotted two Vogger. You think out of the corner of your eye, skittering around like the ceiling at one point, you might have spotted a drone.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
When I say animal, what I mean is non-sentient animal.
Right, I get you. But yeah.
I'm gonna get Cluna's gonna get canceled.
Right. but no, but yeah, he says, Jesus, I can't speak tonight. Urian's to say, but yeah, no, like I said, as long as no one starts anything with me, like I can get along with anybody.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
This crew is built on trust. It's the cornerstone of how we do things here. And as long as you don't violate that trust, I'm sure we will be able to come to some kind of arrangement.
Nice. I have a question for you, though.
Okay.
How good are the freezing capabilities on this place?
We don't have any.
What do you mean by freezing capabilities? Because we have low berths, right?
Nope,
Yeah,
just fall out.
well, no, you have two left. Two were taken out for the medical bay.
So you don't have like an in-storage freezer for like meat and food and stuff like that?
Oh,
You do for like the mess hall. You do.
I guess I would have to call Vim in to ask him. You'd probably know better than I.
Oh yeah. Vim is basically your chef as well.
We shouldn't make him do that. We should find a chef or a cook or something.
Imagine if I would have made Vim the captain. Oh Jesus.
Well, okay. We have work to do. So your assignment right now is to report to Sven, follow his lead, and yeah.
Real quick question though, Captain.
Yeah.
Who else? So Sven, I met. He's the head of security.
Okay.
Who else am I going to be working with? It's like who else am I serving alongside? I suppose.
On this, on this mission, you mean, or you mean in the future if you were to make full crew member?
Well, I meant security wise, as a soldier, I guess. I just want to make sure that we're gonna who's ever they're gonna be professional enough to know commands and stuff like that, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Well, you'll report to Sven, and I trust him to have more than enough experience to deal with security.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. I will meet you. I guess on the docking pad.
All right. Cool. And then he'll do. I keep wanting to say Draenei from World of Warcraft. I keep forgetting his race. What's his race again?
Darien.
Darien. Yeah, he'll do the Darien salute, the Darien military salute to Ukluna.
I will tip the brim of my floppy hat, and then without waiting for Urian to leave, I will walk past him out of the door, and then motion for Sven to follow me through the corridor.
Urian's like, wait, am I the captain? No, I'm just kidding.
While you're in there, can you see about finding a special hidden locker full of drugs?
Well,
sure.
That went better than I thought. I thought there was a chance that if that meeting went wrong, that Sean might have just gone all right, F it. I'm using my suggestion power on Ukluna to make him think this all went well.
Maybe he did.
Well, if he does, you need to roll for it.
No, I know. No, I don't know. My character's not I don't know. like yeah, like my character's like I based him like on a Drukari from Warhammer, but like he's not like like they're not like batshit insane if that makes sense. It's just like the way they go about stuff, I guess. Like I don't know, like
Alright.
I guess like people who don't play Warhammer, like people aren't gonna get it, but like people who know Drukari, that's kind of how he plays them, I guess. But yeah, like he's not like he's not just like evil or anything. Like he's
No, no,
he's
no, no. I was just saying you wanted this job, so sometimes you lie on a resume. Sometimes you make the interviewer think that the job went well, psionically.
but no, I mean he doesn't want to use his psionics unless he has to, I think.
Right.
And like yeah, he'd rather just like maybe talk his way into another stuff.
You may also consider the impact of you not necessarily being forward with that and then revealing that it was the case later.
No, I gotcha.
Okay, well, everybody who's going on the mission meets up.
Oh, I will tell
Right.
we don't need to stop for this a whole bunch, but I will tell Sven that we're taking Urian with us. However, I want him to keep one of his eyes on him.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody assembles in your docking area. This is the first time Vanessa is going to be seeing Urian, and she kind of like stops in place as soon as she like sees you walking towards her. She's in her own battle dress. Sean, you can roll for me 2d6 plus 3.
6.
Wow, that's a great roll you had there.
Yeah, right. 3 plus 3.
So looking at her and her battle dress, you can't recognize the model at all. And then you kind of realize that she's wearing some sort of kit bash monstrosity that's made up of different parts that you
Mark
don't
1 Iron Man
recognize.
suit.
But you do know that it is much lesser quality than your battle dress.
Would he know what tech level it is or no?
It's a tech level. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, with a 6, you suspect that the parts might range anywhere from tech level 10 to tech level 14.
Gotcha. Okay.
It might be a mix, a range of that as well.
He's gonna walk over to Veronica.
She nods at you from her helmet and says, "So, you're the knife ear people are talking about."
He's gonna kind of like hesitate at that. Because
Oh,
he'd be
girl,
like,
that's racist. Damn.
Yeah, right. Maybe he'll just say
Veronica's gonna get canceled. Jesus.
right.
I think Veronica gives a shit.
Yeah, I doubt she cares.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna say yes. That is what people are saying.
It looks, it kind of looks like she's kind of measuring you up right now, like as you're standing and in your response.
I'll be like, so that's a unique piece of battle dress you got there.
She slams one fist against her chest and says, "Paid for it in blood. Where'd you get yours?"
Same, paid for in blood.
I got it at
Really?
Target.
Because it looks shiny and new.
Maybe I'm just good enough not to get shot. I'll say, looking at her cybernetic arm.
Can't see the arm it's under there.
And he's gonna be like, and he's gonna also like, but yes, this person down here helped pay for it. And he's gonna like, motion to like the skull on his belt.
Okay, you really love that skull on your belt, don't you?
Hey, it's Wilson.
Wilson!
Why are you carrying around a trophy?
I mean, why aren't you?
Because that's somebody's corpse.
Yeah, and now it's a trophy. But anyway, I assume we're going to be coworkers on this mission and in general on this ship.
Are we all listening to this, by the way, or do we all hear this?
I assume we're walking. I assume we're headed towards the shuttle.
Yeah, so you're gonna head towards the shuttle bay. She's gonna say, "Well, I'm here to make sure that my crew survives this, and we get to go along for more missions. You help me, that's great. You get in my way, well, that's great."
He says, "Oh, don't worry, I won't get in your way." He says.
Oh, that's great.
She picks up the pace until she's walking alongside Andrew and is walking alongside Andrew.
And then
and April, you hear Veronica say, "I'm not sure about him."
and inwardly, he's just thinking to himself, "She called me knife here." He's all sad about that.
Neither am I yet, but let's give him a chance. Doesn't go well, then.
So Misery's company.
Oh, by the way, I do tell Vim to watch the ship and that he's in charge while we're gone.
Also, I'm not trying to be like really standoffish. It's just playing a new character. I don't know how like I'm kind of being awkward.
Well, Sean, you were standoffish, so now Veronica hates you. I hope you're happy.
She hates everybody though.
Yeah, I don't think she likes me very much either.
So the Misery's company is located towards the outer edges of the high port on Bay 94D. As you come to the airlock leading to it opens for you. Let's see if I can move everybody over there. Did that move everyone over there, Sean?
We have the ship, but we don't have the tokens, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, we have the map.
Okay, well, we will add tokens if and when they're needed. You can see that the Misery's company gangplank is down, and there is a group of 5 space pirates.
Hey, Richard, am I supposed to have not noticed that you made this docking bay 94?
I love it.
Or did you do that on accident?
What, 94D?
Yeah, from Star Wars.
Yeah, docking bay 94 from Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, you don't like Star Wars references?
No, I'm asking if it was on purpose, Richard.
Yes, it was on purpose.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I just wanted you to know that I noticed.
Very good.
Yes, it is. I like the slight. I like it. It's good. Also, sorry.
Is the D for Dantooine? Oh, we broke Richard's
so anyway, let me finish the intro. You're walking in, you see the gangplank is lowered for Misery's company. At the base of it, you see a group of 5 space pirates, all wearing a bunch of kind of like kit-bashed armor and holding, it looks like, laser weapons. In the middle, there is a much taller man amongst them. He looks at least 7 feet tall, bald head, and both sides of his face are heavily scarred. Krish gives a growl as he seemingly recognizes him instantly. He whispers over to you, Ukluna. "The big fuck is Jorah." Which of you has recon?
I do.
Okay.
Sharky was going to be our recon, but he's having gastrointestinal problems.
So roll me 2d6.
Does someone else have better recon than that?
What's my recon?
2d6 minus 1.
Can I roll it anyway?
I mean, you can roll yours as well, yeah.
5.
You don't have recon, Sven.
Nope.
Does Andrew have recon?
Nope.
Okay, you said 2d6 plus 1?
No, just 2d6, because you have minus 1 from your dex.
2d6. It's a 9.
Okay, you spot in this corner of the bay and this corner of the bay a laser turret. So a laser turret here and a laser turret over here.
Okay, I'm going to point that out to Sven.
Notice it.
As you enter, stepping forward, Jorah says, welcome, welcome. And it looks like you brought a Weasley pup with you, huh? Hey, look, fellas, he's somehow still alive. Hey, did you piss your suit when we left you in that shipyard? Chris just starts to growl and his ears kind of go back.
Can my character say some? Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna give him a dead-eyed stare for a second. What were you gonna say?
He's gonna say. He's gonna kind of whisper into the comms and be like, "Captain, permission to engage."
Denied.
Okay.
Also, follow Sven's lead, please.
Oh, okay.
As instructed earlier.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
So I guess I'm gonna approach the tall man, and I will say, "Are you Jorah?"
As you approach, the four men behind Jorah start to raise their weapons, but then Jorah gets a cocky smile and raises his hand, and they all lower their weapons. He takes a few steps towards you as well.
I'll come close enough to him that it's not like I'm not invading his personal space, but I guess I do kind of have to look up to him if he's 7 foot tall.
Yep. So you stop a decent space between you two, but then he takes kind of like a half step forward, so he's a bit too close for comfort. You smell basically like a very, very musky man. Like this man needed a shower 3 weeks ago. And he just sneers down at you.
I'm gonna say quietly enough so that it stays between the two of us. You are the tallest motherfucker I've ever met in my life.
Ah, thanks. I take after my old mother.
Are you Jorah Vex?
I am.
I'm sorry. Did you
acting
say your
captain.
mother?
Yes, she was a tall one. My father, 4'9".
How did they even manage?
Ladders.
Was there a step stool involved?
Where there's a step ladder, there's a way.
Do you know who I am?
Oh, I imagine you're that little bitch's captain now, right?
My name's Akluna Anks. I am the captain of the Harrier-class ship Gani McClure. And I...
He starts picking his nose as you're talking.
Okay, wow, okay.
Can I kill him yet?
Have you heard from your captain?
No, we're expecting to hear back from her anytime now with our new alliance.
Your captain's dead. She died at the hands of my crew.
Shit. Bullshit, she's dead. And he says that loudly, and the other pirates react, like looking at each other. Krish, kind of from behind you, says, "Yes, it's right, and I was the one who put the final shot into her."
I'm gonna wait for his reaction.
I'm gonna pat Yuri on the back and chuckle.
He actually has a decent role for this, so let me see for Krish.
Would Urian take that as like permission to engage or no? Is that what you mean, Sven?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay. There is a very troubled look going on Jorah's face right now. So considering you're eager to engage now, Sean, are you gonna try to
Wait, what now?
Well, no. Well, I'm just asking him. Are you going to try to use any of your telepathy at this point?
Oh,
Well, Sven patted me on the back and essentially said, "Yeah, go off."
No,
That-
I'm saying
I don't-
I'm
I-
patting him on the back, putting my hand on his shoulder.
Sean, I don't
Hold
think
on.
that's the version of events that we're all going to agree on later down the road.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So do you want to read the surface thoughts of Jorah?
Am I not reading the room correctly?
Well, no.
This is a good
that's
opportunity
fine
for you
your
to use your
cultural.
abilities, I think is what he's saying.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sure. I'll probe them.
In the anus.
Yes.
So this will be 2 points. This would be 2d6 plus 7.
Okay, +7. Okay. 15.
All right, you get right into this motherfucker's head.
Hello
He
there.
is-
This is what you say inside
he-
of his head.
Yeah, I can't say that. Hello there.
Hi.
well, that's going to be a separate roll. But this motherfucker is panicking in his head. He is thinking, "Oh fuck, that was quite believable what Chris just said." And already most of my crew overheard that. If I don't kill Chris or something right now, there's a good chance that I'm no longer going to be in control. Fuck. What do I do? Fuck.
Can I? So, are we on our own comm system then? Like they can't hear us, or they can hear us?
Yes, but do you want to reveal to your crew at this point you heard those thoughts? Or do you want to put a suggestion into Jorah's head to accept Krish as his new captain and make him think that that was his own idea?
So, how long do I mean? Are suggestions permanent, or do they or is it like a Jedi mind trick where because they wear off over time, right? Jedi mind tricks, or no?
Depending on what you're putting in, it could last almost permanently. In fact, if
Sean, you could make him gay.
Actually, if you pass a telepathy check of 6 or more, you could even tell a guy to commit suicide and he'll follow through.
I don't think I'd do that. at least
Jesus
not
Christ.
with this person.
It's literally written into the ability suggestion.
It's a good thing no one did that during our Star Wars campaign.
So I can pull a code Gias then.
Yeah,
Nice.
that'd be terrible.
Yeah, no, I think I will just try to use my psionics and be like, "Hey, Chris is your captain now. Deal with it, bro."
Calm the fuck down,
Okay.
bro.
Roll me 2d6 plus 7.
11. Oh shit.
Still.
It's still good though. It's a +7, so I imagine that unless you're, I mean, even if you roll double ones, isn't it pretty good?
That'd be 9. Yeah.
Okay. So normally this would actually fail because you needed a 12, but because you were already in his head and you overcame the last read surface thoughts by, what is it, 1, 2, 3 steps, I'm giving you a +3 to this, so that's actually a 14. So
Nice.
what suggestion are you putting into his head?
I'll just
What thought has now become his thought?
Okay, so I'm gonna try to calm him down a little bit and be like, "Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll put it into his head maybe his character focuses on me and sees how heavily kitted out my character is, and he realizes oh, that'd be a bad rodeo. So instead, it might be in his better interest just to accept that Chris is his captain, or be like, hey, you know what, Buttercup, Chris is your captain now. Deal with it,
Okay, so you make him. So you can actually roll me a recon for Ukluna. So just 2d6.
Okluna's rolling it? Or
9.
Okay.
All right. So at first, you thought you saw just a hint of panic going across Jorah's face, but then all of a sudden it looks like something clicks in his head, and he calms down, and his shoulders kind of slump, and he's like, all right, sorry, Captain. I have to admit, yeah, you did well. You killed that traitorous that traitorous woman, and you're back in charge. Sorry, Captain, we had to go along with it. You know she was crazy. I heard she had a bomb in her arm.
I'm going to be looking between Jorah and Krish with a look on my face that says, wow, this is going way better than I thought it would.
Yeah, a similar look is going across Krish's face right now as his ears perk up and his tail actually goes up a bit. And he's like, oh, yes, well, I can, as long as you accept that I am back in my rightful position, I will let you go along and help support our endeavors. He turns towards you, Okluna, and says, well, it looks like the Misery's company has now joined up with the Gani McCore. We are now a fleet of, he kind of looks towards Urian for a second. 2 or 3?
Yeah, we haven't decided on that yet, but I appreciate your effort.
Yes. Well, if you're willing to let me borrow maybe Veronica for a moment, we can make an inventory of the Misery's company, and then I would like to come back to the ship with you because I have an idea of how to handle Redthane that I'd like to put before you.
All right, permission granted. Good work.
Hey, Krish. You want to have them stand down their laser turrets?
Oh, yes. Crew, stand down the turrets. Jorah goes, yes, sir. And he presses a few buttons on his suit, and you can see the laser turrets power down.
I'm gonna tap Krish on the back and be like, "Hey, man, congrats! You got a crew again."
Yes.
Assume.
I guess my speech really worked out.
Yeah, I guess it did. I'm gonna wink at him.
I think you might have something in your eye.
Yeah, I guess I do.
By the way, this change of expression that Jorah went through is my recon roll high enough for it to be something that sticks out to me as strange, or is it just I just noticed his change of expression?
You just notice the change of expression. If future events happen, you might recall this moment.
Oh, okay.
Like you might recontextualize it.
I gotcha.
But I think since it is just about 10 o'clock my time here, we will leave off here. Congratulations. You have now added Misery's company successfully to the fold through means of diplomacy and mindfuckery.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Went about as well as I would hope. If you're joining us, if you're still here, by the way, thank you for joining us. I think I might be back tomorrow, 7:00 p.m. Central, with some Oblivion, if I'm not frantically practicing the saxophone before rehearsal on Tuesday. And then we'll have the Jedi Enclave Presents Now This Is Podcasting podcast on Wednesday, some Battlefront in the later part of the week, and then, of course, next Sunday, a week from today, we'll have another episode of Gungans and Dragons. So